welcome once again, and this is the time for learning Liquify filters in Adobe Photoshop. This is an amazing feature of Adobe Photoshop, and Liquify filter is really an outstanding tool. Using the Liquify tool, you can push, pull, rotate, reflect and blot any area of an image. Actually, Liquify is a powerful tool for retouching image as well as creating the artistic effect. So in this tutorial, we are going to create a dripping paint text effect. You can take a look. We have a dripping paint text effect over here. The paints are dripping from the text and we are going to create this one. So let's take a look how you will create a dripping paint text effect using Liquify filter. So at first we have to create a new document, and therefore we have to go for File menu, and here is the new option. Okay, so this is the tab for creating the new document, and we are going to create a default Photoshop size document, and you will have the presets in your pop-up for creating the new document. And the size for default Photoshop size document, width is 7 inches and height is 5 inches, and resolution should be 300 pixel per inches. And I'm keeping my background content as white. So let me click create. This is our blank document, and we are going to create the dripping paint text effect in this blank document. So document creation is done, and now the second part. Now we have to go for typing the text. So let's start the process. For typing the text, we have to use the type tool. So let's select the type tool. Here is the type tool, and I'm going to write my name as an example. So let me write my name, Stephen. Okay, and I want to increase my font size, and therefore I have to go for 120 point. Okay, now it looks bigger, and I have an advice for you. For creating the dripping paint text effect, you always have to try to pick some font which is with italic style. You can take a look. We have the font with italic style, and the name of our font is Harlow Solid Italic. So italic font will be much better for creating the dripping paint text effect. So you can pick any font from your Photoshop software. Okay. And we have the black color for our text, and for now I'm going to change the color. Okay, so let's change the color. Here is the color picker option, and as an example I can pick this green color seems good, so let me pick this one, and so let me click OK. Okay, so let's commit the action. Here is the tick mark, or you can press Ctrl or Command Enter button from your keyboard. Okay, but I think we have to scale this text properly because we can make it bigger. We have some more extra spaces at top and bottom. So let's scale this text. To scale, you just have to press Ctrl or Command T. Okay, cool. Our text part is done, and now we will go for image part. Right now we are going to place an image in here. So let's place an image over here. So right now we have to place an image from our exercise file in this document, and therefore we have to go for place embedded option. So let's click the file menu, and from there we will go for place embedded option for placing an image from our exercise file. So inside our exercise file, you will get this warp and distort folder. You just have to open it, and inside the warp and distort folder, you will get this Pierce, Harding and Splash image. So you just have to select it, and then you have to click place. Okay, let's make an adjustment at top and bottom, and we have a beautiful image of leaves. You can take a look. We have different type of color. We have green color, we have yellow, we have red color, and we are going to place this image inside the text, and that will be really awesome. And you can place this image inside the text using clipping mask. So let's start the process. So you just have to right click on this image layer, and once you right click in this image layer, then you will get this create clipping mask option. So let me click this create clipping mask option, and you can take a look, the image is placed inside our text, and that's really awesome. We have a beautiful color combination in our text. You can take a look, we have a green and yellow lips color in our S alphabet. We have orange, red and yellow color for our HEN alphabet, and it's really a good combination. And right now we are going to apply the dripping paint effect to this text. But before that, I want to convert this tool layer into smart object, and I have to select this tool layer. You just have to press Ctrl or Command button from your keyboard, and you have to select the layers. Okay, so right now we have two layers selected, and then you have to right click with your mouse, and then we will go for convert for smart object option. Okay, this is our smart object, and we can take a look. This is the icon of smart object. Okay, right now we are going to apply the dripping paint effect, and therefore we have to go for filter menu. This is the filter menu, and from there we will go for liquify option. So let me click on this liquify option. Okay, this is the pop-up for liquify setting, and right now we are going to work with this liquify tool, and we are going to create the dripping paint effect in this text. So right now we are going to change the portion or pattern inside the text, and we are going to mix the part of leaves inside this text, and therefore we have to use this forward warp tool. So this is the forward warp tool, and using this forward warp tool we are going to change the pattern of leaves. Okay, so I want to increase my brush size from here. I want to increase for 30 pixel, and I want to increase the density. I want to go for 70 point. Okay, so let's start the changing pattern of leaves, and you can take a look, it's changing. Okay, you just have to use your mouse for changing the pattern inside the text. Okay, cool, now it really looks good, and we have to change the every single area inside the text, and then we will have some clear dripping paint effect. So at first we will work with the inside of text, and then we will create the dripping paint effect from the text. Actually, this forward warp tool I'm using for pulling the area inside the text. Okay, S is done, and now we will go for T alphabet. Okay, let's go for E. Okay, now we will go for H alphabet. And finally we will go for N alphabet. Okay, we changed the pattern of leaves inside the text, and right now we are going to create some dripping paint effect. Okay, so let's start with the S. So I want to pull the area from here, and you can take a look. It seems like a paint is dripping from the text, and let's make another from here. You just have to use the same tool, that's forward warp tool, and this is mainly using for pulling. Okay, let me pull another from here, and now it really looks like the paint is dripping from the text and the paint is raw. Okay, so let's go for T. and let me go for P. Okay, let's create one for E alphabet. Okay, let's go for H, and we're going to create a long dripping paint in here. Okay, that means it's dripping from here for a long time. And let's make one for here. And let's make another on N. Okay, cool. So we have the dripping paint text effect over here, and let me create another for N and for P. Let me pick another for inside of P. Let's make another for S. Okay, now it looks good. So let me click OK. So now we have the dripping paint effect in our text, and paints are dripping from the text. It seems that few moments ago this text is painted and the paint is raw and it's dripping from the text. But we will make a three-dimensional view to this text, and therefore we want to apply the bevel and emboss. And you know, it's quite simple to apply the bevel and emboss. You just have to go for effects option, and from there you just have to click the bevel and emboss option. So let me click over here. So this is the pop-up for creating the bevel and emboss, and we are going to change the depth, size, and soften. So let's increase the depth for 150% or 157% is good, and let's increase the size. Okay, I'm going to give for 29 pixel, and let's increase the soften as well. Okay, 5 pixel is good. And now you can take a look. We have the three-dimensional view in the text, and let me click OK. Okay, right now we have three-dimensional view after applying the bevel and emboss, and now it really looks much better than before. So it's quite simple for creating the dripping paint text effect, and this is the final output of dripping paint text effect. So this is how you will create the dripping paint text effect using Liquify filter in Adobe Photoshop. So let's have some practice.